Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, David here, and welcome back to another DC News episode, the show where I talk any type of news in terms of Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, or Persona. So if you're into that kind of stuff, you want to stay up to date on those topics, make sure to subscribe, ring the notification bell, and like the video if you did. But before we get into the very interesting topics for today's video, I do want to mention that we're almost done with this Persona 4 Arena Ultimax giveaway. So I'm giving away a copy of P4AU on either Steam, Switch, or PlayStation 4 as soon as we can pre-order a digital code of the game. So if you want to enter, make sure to subscribe to the channel and enter the link down in the description below. Takes like 30 seconds to enter, and good luck. Now let's get into the topics for today, as we have a brand new issue of Famitsu, the weekly Japanese magazine that has a lot of great information, including one of their traditions. At the end of each year, they always interview various different Japanese developers, and of course they interview peeps at Atlus, and every single year it's important and interesting information. Including last year, we covered the news, and I have some news this year as well. So let's jump right into the topics with who they interviewed and what they had to say. So the first person that they interviewed is Shinjiro Takada, the producer behind Shin Megami Tensei 5. And for all the developers, Famitsu asked them four things. What is their keywords for 2022, for the upcoming year? What is their aspirations for the year? Their latest report, so their latest information that they have to mention or to give, what fans should look forward to in 2022 from them, or what they personally are looking forward to as well. So Takada had to say as his keywords for 2022, challenge. Interesting. Aspirations for 2022, he said, I chose challenge as the keyword for 2022, with the hope to release a game that will become a pillar for Atlus. All of us at Atlus are working hard to develop this game so that it will be interesting and satisfying for everyone, so please look forward to it. Now, Takada and other devs mentioned in the past how they want Project Re Fantasy, their brand new IP, at Studio Zero to become this pillar in the company. So a lot of people are thinking that he's referring to Re Fantasy, and of course he's mentioning, I hope to release a game that will become a pillar for Atlus in 2022. So people think he possibly means Re Fantasy in 2022. It's just rumor at this point, but it's still very interesting to look at for sure there. Re Fantasy in 2022 would be hype. They mentioned how they reached climax in development last year. In that same interview, same magazine for last year, they said Re Fantasy reached climax in development, so meaning that it was pretty far in development. It's been in development for 5 years at this point. And they also said we would get info in 2021. We didn't. I think the release of Shin Megami Tensei 5 possibly is the reason for that, and I do think we'll get a lot of information, and hey, potentially a release as well in 2022, so we'll look forward to that for sure. And then his latest report, he says, Shin Megami Tensei 5's development has just come to an end, and I'm taking a breather, but I'm sure I'll be able to announce something this year in 2022 as well, so look forward to it. To announce something in 2022, and he was the producer for SMT, so that's definitely curious. Now next year is the anniversary for Shin Megami Tensei, so I do think it's fair to assume that we will get something. It's too early, I don't have any type of speculation to do, but again, stay tuned in the channel because as soon as there's anything, we'll cover it for sure. And then he was asked what to look forward to in 2022. I've been looking forward to the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild for a long time. It's a game I was so passionate about that I forgot to eat and sleep, so just the thought of playing it again excites me. Completely fair, it's my most anticipated game for next year as well, so definitely interesting there. The next developer or the next employee at Atlus that was interviewed is none other than Katsura Hashino. Now Hashino is the director and producer of Persona 3, 4, and 5, Vanilla, Nocturne, and Catherine, so big guy there. He did a lot of great things, and he's working on Re Fantasy. A lot of people are thinking that he's the director or producer for Re Fantasy. Keywords for 2022. He says to be cautious and careful from beginning to end. Interesting. Possibly related to the worldwide pandemic. Not too sure, but still inspiring there. And then his aspirations for 2022. He says until last year, 2021, Atlus released titles from various series. It's finally time to develop a completely different new game from Atlus. The development of Project Re Fantasy, which was announced a few years ago, is now reaching its climax, despite some twists and turns, so I want to remain focused and work as a team to bring it to fruition. This is also an important year for us to start working towards the future. To the best of my capabilities, I would like to continue to create games that will add to the enjoyment of the game life of all players. So that's a kind of a politician response who's not saying much. He did bring up that the game is now reaching its climax in the present, which that felt super weird to read because he did say the exact same thing last year. So does that mean that the development isn't going too well? I'm not too sure. Maybe he talked a little too early last year, but they're literally using the same words as last year there. So I'd be cautious, as he said for his keyword, I'd be cautious about expectations in terms of re-fantasy, that's for sure. His latest report, he says, "We can't say anything concrete yet, but we're preparing for a lot of things, so look forward to it." Again, just teasing random stuff. What to look for in 2022? In recent years, there has been a lot of uncertainty in the world, but the announcements and releases of various games gives us something to look forward to. We want to do our best to make sure that the content of our games will be something to look forward to. Thank you for your continued support this year. So very interesting there in terms of what Hashino had to say. Again, he says Re-Fantasy reached its climax in development. It is reaching its climax, but he said the same thing last year. So that's very, very strange to say the least there. The next person that was interviewed is the managing director at Atlus in Japan, Nahodo Hirooka. He was involved with SMT3 Nocturne, Persona 3, Persona 4, and a lot more. And his keywords for 2022 is worldwide. And that's really, really exciting, of course, as Western fans, because Atlus is an Eastern-based company, so their focus was Japan for the most part, but now they're focusing on worldwide. So clearly he's the managing director and he's saying worldwide as his keyword for 2022, and that's very exciting. Last year, 2021, Atlus celebrated its 35th anniversary. The Persona series has also reached its 25th anniversary. This year, 2022, we will continue to work on commemorative measures and focus on making it more enjoyable for everyone. Once the coronavirus has settled down, we would like to actively create opportunities for direct contact with fans not only in Japan, which we have not been able to do for a long time. Very exciting stuff there as well. For his latest reports, he says, "We've finally released Shin Megami Tensei 5 and I'm relieved to have the weight off my shoulders. For future Atlus titles, we have received various requests from everyone and we are always referring to them. We hope you look forward to them." Then the final person that they interviewed is Kazuhisa Wada, the new chief director for the Persona series, the director for Persona 5 Royal, and he was also director for the dancing games for Persona. Keywords for 2022, he says Persona's 25th anniversary. Interesting. His aspirations for 2022 goes as follows. As we work on various projects simultaneously, I would like to keep in mind flexible thinking and decision making, responding to changes as they occur without wavering from the goal. It's hard to see years ahead in the future, and right now, our priorities are shifting from speed and timing to certainty and maximization. The key is to be optimistic and scramble through any obstacle that is pushing against you. Latest report, he says, following the release of Persona 4 Golden for Steam, we will be releasing a remaster of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax in 2022. Of course, we are steadily working on new things, but for the Persona series, I think it's also important that as many people as possible around the world can enjoy the series through a variety of media, including past titles, events, and collaboration. The 25th anniversary of Persona will continue to go on, so please stay tuned. That is extremely interesting. This screams ports to multiple systems. This is multi-platform to me. Maybe I'm a dumbass with actual expectations, but this is what it seems like to me. He says it's important for him that as many people as possible around the world. So there's a lot of people owning different systems, so if you want as many people as possible around the world, you do worldwide releases and you do multi-platform releases. And then he says, to enjoy the series through a variety of media, including platform. So this is just, this is multi-platform releases to me. Obviously, he may be teasing like localization of certain animes and stuff with multiple medias, and it's really, really, really intriguing. Honestly, I'm very excited there. What I get from all those interviews is look forward to the 25th. There's a lot of ports and things coming. I heard certain things myself. There's a lot of rumors, as I'm always covering them on the channel as well. So I think it's going to be interesting. And yes, I think we'll play older Persona games on multiple platforms next year. I'm also really looking forward to Re Fantasy there. They've been teasing it for so long, in development for 5 years. I think we're about to get a blowout of info, but I said the same thing last year, so hey, take this with a grain of salt. Thank you all so much for watching this little news update. Happy New Year as well. Thank you for your support this year. You guys have been amazing. I have big things to come next year. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye.